Hey guys, how you guys doing? I hope you're all doing well. My name is Nkhensani. If it is your first time here, and welcome to my channel. What's good? What's popping? I hope you guys are all doing absolutely amazing. So today's video, I'm going to be doing a chit chat, get ready with me. I'm going to be putting on some makeup and just answering some questions that I asked you guys to ask me on Instagram. And yeah, it's been a minute since I've done a Q&A here on YouTube, so I was like, hey, let's do it. So that's the video you guys are getting today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big massive thumbs up, comment down below, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and let's get right into the video. Alright, so let's get right into it. I'm just going to start by doing my makeup and then get right into these questions. So the first question we have is advice you'd give to your younger self. So information I would give, or like something I would say to my younger self, if anything, would be a sense of you're gonna get through it. You're gonna be okay. Life may suck right now, it may seem challenging, it seems like you're in a deep dark hole and it seems like you may not get out of it, but trust me, life does get better. I would just tell her to just keep holding on, you know, keep trusting God. That is definitely something I would tell my younger self. I think one thing now that I'm much older is something I always aim to do, is to bring my inner child into wholeness, bring the little broken child into wholeness. That is something I always aim to do, to be the person I needed when I was younger, because yeah, life was tough. So I think for me that is definitely something I would do, to just tell her it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. God's got you. And I think for me, honestly, I feel like I grew up feeling like God wasn't there, like it was like I was all alone. And I'd definitely be like, just trust the fact that, you know, God is literally there for you. He's holding your hand, he's got you, and everything's gonna be okay. So I think that's for sure what I would tell my younger self. She got this, she's gonna be okay. It's quite important to do that, bring her into wholeness, bring that broken little girl into the Father's arms. One song I have been loving that I've been listening to today, I even posted it on my Instagram, is Run to the Father by Corey Carnes. I have no idea how to pronounce his name, but it basically says, I run to the Father, fall into grace, I'm done with the hiding, no reason to wait. My heart needs a surgeon, my soul needs a friend, so I'll run to the Father again and again. So I think one thing I'm teaching myself is, over and over again, I will continuously bring her to the Father. I will bring her to wholeness. I will bring her to the one that can satisfy her. So that's definitely something I would tell my younger self for sure. Let me zoom you guys in. I think if I zoom you guys in, that'll be better. Next question is, do you miss having natural hair? No, I do not miss having natural hair. I think I've honestly loved myself as a bald-headed babes. I've loved this new side of me. I've loved tapping back into my confidence, looking at myself and feeling like, girl, you cute, you stunning. I've absolutely loved that. So honestly, don't miss it whatsoever. Don't miss my natural hair. And then what are your plans after this big chop? Will you grow out your natural hair again? So realistically speaking, guys, at some point I will grow my hair back. For sure I will grow my hair back. I don't know when, and I don't want to know when. I think that's the beauty of it all, is that I'm not really under any sense of like a schedule for myself, like at this point I need to grow my hair back. Like I'm just chilling, I'm doing what I enjoy being a bald-headed babes. I enjoy just looking at myself and feeling pretty without having hair. So I honestly love it. There's nothing I love more than being bald. There's nothing I love more than the way I feel. Like, then that kind of eases into the next question, which is how has your mental health been since you did the big chop? It has been here above, like it's been so good. Not to say that mental health wise I don't have specific moments, but then related to my hair and my hair giving me like anxiety and making me sad and insecure, nah, I don't have that anymore, child. I'm literally a happy Simba Chippy. Next question we have is, what's your type? What's my type? This is quite funny, guys. This is honestly quite funny. What is my type? I don't think I have a type. But honestly, okay, it's not to say I don't have a type, I just don't really think about this as often. But let me tell you guys my ideal guy. shall I say. This isn't necessarily, don't think of this as a list. Okay, it's low-key a list, but then don't think of it as like a list that is quite important. Like, I feel like it's not that deep. So my type is a guy that loves Jesus. Like, I feel like, honestly, let me tell you, there's nothing more attractive than a guy that loves Jesus. Like, I'm sorry. For me, that is like, it's so attractive. It's like, yeah, no, I'll date you. Listen. You know, I think that's definitely something for me. I love that. Like, I love a guy that is so bold in his faith, that loves sharing the gospel, loves theology. I think that's something quite interesting for me that I would love. I need someone that loves talking about this, the depth, you know, the theology behind everything, you know, have mid conversations, phone calls, sessions, just seeing each other, just talking about the Lord. For me, that's a 10 out of 10 need, necessity. I don't really have a type, honestly. I'm just telling you guys like what I would like in a guy. I think that's better because I don't really have necessarily a type. He has to be tall as well. I'm tall. I come from a very tall family, so naturally I'm used to tall guys being around me. My brothers are tall, my cousins are tall, like everyone is literally tall, okay? Like everyone is tall. I have seen what the good Lord does for people, honestly. I've seen what he does for them people with the tall guys. So yeah, he has to be tall. I don't have a preference in like skin tone necessarily. I feel like dark skin is quite, you know, it's alright. I don't know, I feel like light skin guys aren't really I feel like my skin tone darker for sure. Someone who just loves, who values education, you know, values reading, values just learning. I think that's something very important. What else, guys? Someone who's weird. And in the sense of weirdness, in the sense that we can laugh about like stupid things and, you know, he's not serious all the time. You know, I think that's something that I would want in a guy. Someone who's funny, someone who's kind, compassionate, empathetic, definitely for sure. I think someone who I can let down my walls, feel like a safe space, you know what I'm saying? I think that's quite important for me, a sense of like, I want a safe space with whoever I'm with, because my walls are literally always on God. I'm literally always on God. Something that I've been praying to God about is to make me more vulnerable, I guess. He loves children, loves being around children, is funny, is kind, someone that can put me in my place when I'm being stubborn, I think, as well. Yeah, someone where together we are drawing closer to God. Like when I see him, I literally see Christ, and the same way when he sees me. Yeah, he's just intentional, he has good habits. Yeah, honestly, I don't even think about guys that often for me to know, but I do know, honestly, for me, you need to love the Lord and just cherish that, you know, and not even do it for like my own sake or because you want to be seen, but like naturally just you have that passion for the Lord. That for me is something I definitely like. But I don't have a type. Tall, dark, handsome, I don't know. I don't have a type. Honestly, guys, I don't even think about guys that often. Anyway, next question we have is, would you marry someone who lied to you about their sex life? Like, let's say you find out late. No, I really wouldn't. I think for me, something that is annoying is someone that isn't honest and transparent. For me, I value nothing more than transparency and honesty. Like, I need you to be quite honest. If you're not, you can go fly a kite, honestly. I think that's something for me that's quite important. I need someone that is quite honest. And I feel like, honestly, I'm not gonna judge you. Like, please don't lie to me and say you're a virgin when you're not a virgin. Like, child, don't do that thing. Don't do that. What value does it add into your life to do something like that? So I think for me, honestly, I would need honesty. I do not value dishonesty. It honestly just triggers me. I don't like someone that is just, tell the truth, man. So yeah, I wouldn't marry someone that lied to me. For me, that would just leave a bitter taste in my mouth, and I'd feel some type of way with regards to that guy. So as for me, in my household, I'm not doing that per se. So not really. I would value that you be honest with me from the get-go, and I'll do the exact same thing. That's how will you know if someone is for you in the right way if he's not honest and you aren't honest as well? Like, how will you know this person is for you to a point that you're like, oh, I want to marry this person if you're not being honest? You'd be falling for a lie. So I would value honesty and transparency. Next question. In your free time, what do you like doing? I like watching Friends. If I'm being quite honest, I like watching Friends. If not, reading, baking. Well, honestly, I'm getting into baking again. I used to love baking so much, and then I just stopped doing it because I just lost passion for it. So now I'm starting to try to cultivate that habit again, get right into baking again. So yeah, that's what I like to do in my free time. Honestly, I'm such a chilled person. I like to do nothing. Like, I can just sit and just blob. Like, next question we have is, how many siblings do you have? I have 2 siblings. I have 2 older brothers. I know I don't talk about them a lot, but yeah, I have 2 older brothers. Next question we have is, what made you decide to do YouTube, and does the reason still stand today? Like, as in, is it the same? Is it still the same? So why I wanted to start YouTube, and I think honestly it's quite funny. I was talking about this in a live that I did a few days ago about mental health and just social media. Is I was saying that it's honestly quite crazy how I found myself doing YouTube and everything, because I was such a quiet and shy person. Like, I did not I did not talk. Like, I did not like being in the spotlight. I never used to do anything that would require me to be on stage at school. I would never do that because it made me quite uncomfortable. I did not like it. I did not like being like in the spotlight. I was very shy. I was very quiet. And I know, I'm sure you guys are just like, you lying because like you're doing YouTube. I was very shy, guys. Like, I was so shy. Like, it was so weird. It's so crazy to see how I'm doing YouTube now, considering how shy I once was. So when I first started out YouTube, I was quite scared to do it because it's quite intimidating to like start YouTube. Like, you don't know if someone's gonna like you, are they gonna not like your content. But I started it honestly just for the fun of just being myself and just adding value into people's lives whatever way I see fit. From the beginning, I've always had the thing that I want us to be a place that glorifies God, that pleases God, where people can come and to know Christ in whatever way, a way that I can plant seeds. And I think it's been true to that today. Honestly, my growth has been, and I'm not even talking about numbers, like me as a person, seeing how I've grown is insane. Like, when I watch my old videos, like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're such a baby, she was so shy, she didn't know what to do. And now I'm just so confident and so bold in speaking. And it's crazy because, like I said, I grew up quite shy and quite quiet and reserved, that I never wanted to speak. So the fact that I do this is crazy stuff. Next question we have is, what inspires you, and have you discovered your purpose? What inspires me is God. Literally, such a motivation. I think upon realizing the fact that, you know, I'm set apart, I am called, God loves me, he cherishes me. I think that has taught me. Oh child, what am I looking for? Wait, I'm lost. Okay, here. I think overall that has made me quite, like, upon realizing that, has made me just in awe of who God is. Once you realize you're set apart, you're in this world, you're not of this world, God wants to use you. He's called you for a purpose, he's called you for a reason. I think that inspires me. My mom inspires me. Who else inspires me? Like, I have so many people, so many like role models, I guess, that inspire me to keep going. I have such amazing people in my life that are just cheering me on as well. Even when I tend to doubt myself, I have such amazing people that are telling me I'm doing good. And have I discovered my purpose? Yeah. And I think I'll do a video about this, but literally every single one of us, we have a purpose engraved in us to please God, to worship God. You know, that's literally a purpose we all have, to worship God, to give him glory. The whole point of our existence is to know him and to know his love. Literally, that's all. And I think once you start to focus on the specific purpose for you, you start to forget the fact that God has called you. Prior to that, you have purpose. From the moment you're born going forth, you have purpose to remain in his presence, to love him and to know him. That's literally the purpose. Instead of make it this big thing of, my purpose is I'm going to be this, that. Not really. So I would say, yeah, I know my purpose in that aspect. That is what God has called me to do. He wants me to know him, he wants me to love him, he wants me to remain in his love and his purpose. But then I think if you're saying like specific purpose, like purpose, I don't really know. I think I know it. Like I wouldn't say I know my purpose, my God-given specific purpose, but I feel like God has given me like a vision, but it's very blurry. So like I'm still like I don't really know what's happening, but like just trusting God with it. So I kind of see it, but I don't see it, and that's the whole point, because God will never give you the blueprint of your life, because he wants you to depend on him. He wants you to keep chasing after him, running back to him over and over again. So I think for me, that's what it is for me. I'm completely okay with not knowing. God will reveal my specific God-given ordained purpose when it's time, and I'm in no pressure to know it, honestly. But overall, while I'm waiting, let me do what he's told me to do, to worship him, to give him glory, to remain in his presence, to seek him, to love him, and to just know him more, just to know God more intimately. I think that's the purpose we all have engraved in us. So yeah. So next question we have is, since you've like redefined Nkhensani by cutting the hair, which was what most of us knew you for, what do you want to be remembered for now, aside from being a natural hair and braid out queen? I think, honestly, I just want to be known as, I don't know, just Nkhensani, just for who I am, aside from natural hair, because I'm not my hair. That is one tiny portion as to who I am. I think there's so many aspects and facets to me. I don't even know if facets is a word. But there's so many aspects of me that I'm like, I want to be known for just being Nkhensani. Redefine Nkhensani as Nkhensani. And that's what I did with Instagram. If you guys have been here since my Instagram was called Kings and Coils, I switched it to my actual name, Nkhensani Rikhotso, because that's what I wanted. I wanted people to know me for me, not know me for my hair, not know me for like, oh my gosh, this is Nkhensani. Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want people to see me as that. So I redefined myself and was like, I just want to be known as Nkhensani, and just for being someone that added value into people's lives, that made people walk out feeling like the best version of themselves, that made people walk out and feel like, wow, I've literally want to chase after God. All I want to be known for is being a light. I want when people see me, they see Jesus through me. Like, that's literally what I want to be known for, is the girl that chased after God so much that I even saw Christ through her. In everything that she did, she gave God glory, and I want God to look down at me and say, wow, this is my daughter whom I'm well pleased, and I'm so proud of her. Well done, good and faithful servant. That's literally what I want. Anyway, next question is, how do I accept God's will even if I'd rather have it differently? I think it's the moment you let go of independence. Stop letting go of the fact that you think that you're right. Like, God literally, like, read Psalm 139 and read it in a way that you understand it. God knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. God has seen your footsteps. He knows everything. He knows the amount of hairs you have on your head. Like, he literally knows you and loves you above all else. No one can love you more than God loves you. So why wouldn't you trust him? So I think for me, it's redefine why you don't trust him and take that back, because his will is above my own will. And I think for me, it's once I realized the fact that my will is messed up and his will is above all else, I think that started to help me redefine who God is, help me redefine his will as superior. And look at Romans 8 verse 38, where it says he's working all things for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. John 10:10, he has the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come to give you life and life in abundance. Like, he's such a good God. And I think once you ask yourself, I think one thing is, do you believe God is good? Do you believe God cares for you? Do you believe he wants all the good things for your life? Do you believe that? And I think once you believe that God loves you and he just wants good for you, you'll trust his will. You'll trust that all he's doing for you is literally for your good, and he literally wants to see you succeed. He wants to see you, and not even in a material or worldly way, but like, he wants to see you. Like, he wants to see you just be amazing. So I think your question is a basis of you don't trust God, and I redefine why you don't trust him. I think for me, as I started to realize that, I am so small compared to who God is. Like, I am literally like a tiny dot in comparison of who God is, and God is literally working all things for my good. I've seen the hand of God in my life. I have seen how good he's been, and I'm not going to limit God, because I also feel like when we try to act in our own independence and not depend on God, we are limiting what God can actually do in our lives, because we are trying to control the situation as opposed to giving God the free will to do his will, you know. So yeah, I'm just saying I have seen God. He's such a good and faithful, loving Father. So my prayer every day is, Lord, your will above my own, and please give me the conviction to just let go of my plans, because many other plans that we all have, in Proverbs it says that, but the Lord's will always prevail. Like, stop competing with God. There's no reason for that. How to get rid of procrastination and laziness. I got a few questions like that, because I have spoken about the fact that I'm quite a lazy person. But I think for me, upon realizing that, it made me chase after God. So I've said this, but pray for a spirit of self-discipline. And there's like, don't pray in a sense, like, pray for discipline, pray for self-control, pray for focus. I think every day, you know, life happens, but I think it's so important to pray for self-discipline. Only you can define the things that you do, but like, self-discipline is so important and it is so helpful. So I would say, pray for self-discipline, and I mean that in the nicest way. I've seen that I'm more productive when, you know, I've prayed for a sense of self-discipline over my life for that day. I've placed God's will above my own will. And I think also just redefine, why are you lazy? Why are you procrastinating? There's always something attached to it. I know for me, when I was doing accounting, I always procrastinated studying, doing my exams and things like that. And the reason why I did that to begin was because I was afraid of failure. I was scared of failing. I was scared of all of that. So I was quite scared in that sense. So I would say, ask yourself why, and check your heart into redefining those things for your life. Because I feel like, honestly, guys, like, there's a reason why you're lazy. It's not for play. And also, I've realized that, you know, when you're idle and lazy, that's when the devil can play and like just lie to you and toy with you and just child. So, and it's so important, not a sense of being busy, but like, I think for me, just intentionality, just being so intentional with everything that I do. I'm realizing the importance of that. So I'm just like, I want to chase after that. Be found doing, you know, things that give God glory. Be found just chasing after him. Be found in his word. Be found doing things like that. So I think that's something that helped me. Also, Colossians 3, where it speaks on, you know, do everything as unto God. So if you're doing everything as unto God, like, it's not you, I don't know, it's motivating when you do things as unto God, not for human beings, you know. So when you're doing an assignment, when you're working, when you're doing everything that you're meant to do, when you know that you're doing it as unto God, you'd want to do it as a well and diligent service. Be obedient and be proper. So I think that's motivation enough to just continue pursuing after God. And he's given you, he's cultivated something in you. So it's very important to just chase after that. And I also think that, you know, I lost my train of thought. When the small God has given you now, if you can't cultivate that, how will he give you the good? Like, when he elevates you, how are you going to handle the big that he wants to give you in abundance? So cultivate the small. I think that's something for me. It's cultivating the small God has given me and working at being obedient and just working at it and just being seen as, if I can handle the small thing, when God gives me this big thing, I can handle it just the same. So I think that's quite important. That I realized for myself. Next question we have is, how do you deal with loneliness and not the romantic aspect? Pray. You know, and guys, I don't even mean this in a cliche way, but like, why do you feel empty? You know, ask yourself, because I know for me, when I feel the sense of emptiness, the sense of loneliness, I probably haven't been spending time with God. I probably haven't been praying. I haven't been reading my Bible. I have not literally been immersing myself in God's presence. So I'm empty. And then when you're empty, you start to feel the sense that I want people to validate me. I want to feel special according to how people will treat me and things like that. So yeah, I want to say just seek God, and if anything, like, I think it's so important. I think we start to like forget the importance of what that does for us as people if we place God first above all else. You know, it's so important, so necessary. So I would say also it's a very hard thing for me to quite answer, because I'm an isolated person. Like I said, I'm always alone. I find joy being alone. If like I barely feel lonely, in that aspect, but sometimes I can feel empty, and when I'm empty, it's because I haven't been spending time with God. So I'm just the person that enjoys my own company, my own solitude, if anything, so it's not that big of an issue for me. But I would say cultivate the aspect of chasing after God so he can fill you up, because he's the only one that can, you know, satisfy you. So chase after him and his will for your life. So what books are you currently reading? I'm currently reading The Case for Christ. I read The Shrek previously, and I'm also reading a book called Awe by Paul David Tripp. So those are my current books that I'm reading right now. As I go on, like I said, I will share my Christian books, because this year I only want to read Christian books, so I will share those. Okay, so last question. Let me just set my makeup real quick. So last question I'm gonna answer for you guys. These are a lot of questions actually. What's the most memorable lesson you have learned from your mom? I think a memorable lesson I've learned from her is strength. You know, I've seen my mom is such a strong person. Her determination is so inspiring. When she is challenged with something, she will always find a way. Like, I just have seen her go through the most, and just seeing how she always comes up from it, for me, is quite inspiring, in the sense of never give up, don't stay where you are, work, cultivate, like don't stop and just remain. Like, there's always something you can do. Like, don't just sit and I'm gonna wait for God. Be found being busy, and not even in the sense of go, but like be found doing something as God is preparing you for what he's preparing you for. So that is definitely something I've learned from my mom, and just seeing it every day in her is so inspiring, and I just love seeing that from her. So yeah. Alright, so I am done. This is my makeup. I don't know if I look cute or not. It's quite hard to tell. Let me just zoom out. So alright guys, so this is the makeup look. This is how we're looking. I look cute or whatever. I think I look cute. I hope I look cute. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a big massive thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below any other questions that you guys have, or any answers you guys have to the questions that were asked by me. I'd like to hear your response to some of them. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!